All right, so we know that angles on a straight line add up to 180 degrees. That means if I have two adjacent angles, adjacent meaning that they're like right next to each other, then those two angles will add up to 180 degrees. All right, so let's suppose I've got two angles. I've got an acute angle and I've got an obtuse angle. What is the difference between an acute angle and an obtuse angle? So an acute angle is any angle that is less than 90. All right, so this angle over here is acute. And this angle over here is obtuse. All right, okay. And what we're going to do is take these two angles. Let's say this angle was called theta, and this angle was called alpha. Then we say theta plus alpha will always equal 180 degrees. And we say that the reason is because angles on a straight line, in particular, these two angles are right next to each other, so we can also add the word adjacent angles on the straight line add to 180 degrees. Okay, let's look at another example. Let's suppose I have something like this, and this angle over here is 40 degrees. So that means, and this angle is alpha, and we want to find alpha. So we take 40 degrees, which is theta, plus alpha, which is another angle, is equal to 180 degrees. We minus 40 from both sides, and we can see alpha is equal to 140 degrees. And the reason is angles on a straight line, for short, equals to 180 degrees. Okay. We also call these angles supplementary angles. So another key word, whenever you get to 180, these are known as supplementary angles. Okay, supplementary angles are angles that add up to 180 degrees. Okay, let's have a look at another example. Let's suppose I've got the angle divided into three different parts now. And I'm told that this is 20 degrees, this is 15 degrees, and I've got to find, let's say this is x. So we write down the statement that says 20 plus x plus 15 is equal to 180 degrees. What we do now is we can add 20 and 15, or we can just subtract 20, subtract 15, and subtract it on this side as well. And we'll get x is equal to 180 minus 20 is 160, and 160 minus 15 is equal to 145. So x is going to be equal to 145 degrees because angles on a straight line add up to, so angles on a straight line equals to 180 degrees. All right, you can see here we've included the variable x as an unknown. Okay. Extending this idea now, let's suppose I have some kind of angles on a straight line, adjacent angles on a straight line, but over here this is given as x and this side is given as 2x. So using algebra, if I take x and I plus 2x, that'll come to 180 degrees because adjacent angles on a straight line, angles on a straight line equals 180 degrees, right? Angles on a straight line equals 180 degrees, but I need to find x now. So what is x plus 2x? 3x. And so I divide both sides by 3, and therefore I can see that x is equal to 60 degrees. So that means this angle will be 60 degrees, and this angle will be 2 times 60 degrees, which is equal to 180 degrees. All right, and the reason is angles on a straight line equals 180 degrees. So here we bring in a little bit of algebra into the picture.